So you want a website, but you don't want to pay for hosting. I will show you how to host a website for free using GitHub. In this video, we will create a GitHub repository, fill that repository with some HTML content, and then link a domain name to our GitHub repository. However, please note that if you want a unique domain name, it is going to cost you some money. So let's get started. As of January 2020, you can host a static website for free using GitHub Pages, GitLab Pages, and many more. Static meaning fixed content. Static sites appear the same to everyone, and if you were to refresh the page and clear your cookies, it would revert back to the state it was when you first visited the website. We are going to host a website on GitHub Pages, so the first thing you need to do is create a GitHub account. Alright guys, so the first step is to create your own GitHub account. So navigate to github.com, and here you're going to be able to create your own GitHub account. And keep in mind that if you're not going to use a custom domain name, your username will be in the URL for your website. So name it something appropriate. Alright, now that you guys have your own GitHub account, you're going to want to create a new GitHub repository. So you're going to want to click this plus icon on the top right and then click New Repository. Here, you're going to want to give the repository name your username.github.io. Remember, your username, not mine. So in my case, it would be loftkeyio.github.io. In your case, it would be your username.github.io. And then don't initialize anything, just hit create repository. Okay, now we have a GitHub repository, but we don't have any content. So we need content, and you can find some good content at startbootstrap.com/themes. Here, you can find a bunch of free HTML templates that are MIT licensed. We're going to go ahead and click on this yellow one because it looks pretty stylish. And here we're just going to hit free download. And once it finishes downloading, we're going to put it in a location that we want it in. So I'm just going to put it on the desktop here. And then I'm going to unzip it. And if you open up the folder and click on index.html, you can see that this is the template. So this theme, it looks pretty nice, and I think we're going to go ahead and use this for our website. However, it has some content in it that we want to replace with ours, like this text here. So we need a text editor to edit this content. So I recommend one called Brackets. So go ahead into your search bar and type in brackets.io and just hit download Brackets. Brackets is a great lightweight text editor that has a really cool live preview feature. So once it finishes downloading, we're going to go ahead and install it. Alright, once you have Brackets installed, go ahead and open it. And we're going to go ahead and click File, Open Folder. And we're going to navigate to where we extracted our template. So in my case, I extracted it on the desktop. So I'm just going to open this folder. Alright, and if we expand this, we can see that on the left here, it has all the files that were in our template folder. So we're going to go ahead and click on this index 1. And then here, I want you guys to split screen it. And then just click this little lightning bolt on the top right of your Brackets application that says Live Preview when you hover over it. A new window should pop up, a Chrome window, or whatever browser you're using. And the cool thing about this is that if we click on something on the right, it'll highlight the code on the left. So see this stylish portfolio? We want to change that text. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see it faintly highlighted where it was in the HTML. So here I'm just going to change it to my awesome website, capitalize A. And then maybe here I can change this to check out my awesome projects. And maybe I didn't like this picture, so I can go ahead and go to the image files and take a look at these pictures. So that's not it. Oh, this is it. So here we can go ahead and find our own picture and give it this name and just replace it in this folder. We can replace this with our own image, but if you don't have one, no worries. We can go ahead and use good old Google. So we're just going to look for mountains, and we'll image search this. And if you click tools and usage rights, you can click on labeled for use with modifications, so you know you're using an image that is safe to use. So I'm going to go ahead and look for an image. Oh, this one looks really cool. So I'm going to open this image. Oh, way too big. I'll take a screenshot of it. And then I'm going to open this image. I'm going to edit with Paint. Alright, and it's good practice to try to keep the size of the original image so you don't have any issues with the template. So I'm just gonna paste in the image that I took a screenshot of. Oh, that looks nice. Alright, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and save that. So now if I refresh my page, I should see my new image. Very cool. And maybe instead of a free bootstrap theme right here, I want to put my name. So I'll go back to index.html and replace this text with my name. Alright, so now we have our own template, we have our own content, and we want to put this online for the world to see. So we're going to go back to our GitHub repository. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this and open up our GitHub repo. So this we don't need anymore. This we don't need. That we don't need. So our GitHub repository. So there are a couple ways of doing this. If you know how to use the command line, go ahead and try this way, but for our sake and for simplicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and click on Setup in Desktop. And we're going to see this nice GitHub desktop application presented to us here, and we're just going to go ahead and download it. And then go ahead and sign in with the GitHub account that you just created. Alright, this is quite a cool application. It lets us link our GitHub repositories to the files we have on our computer. So on the right side you can see your repositories, and these are the repositories that we've created on GitHub, and you can see that this is the one that we created with our username .github.io. So we're going to go ahead and click this, and we're going to hit clone. So here the only really important thing we need to look at is the local path. So this is where your files will be saved. So if we wanted to change it, we're just going to go ahead and click choose, and then I want to change it to put it on my desktop. So I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to call it my site. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and click select folder and clone. Alright, so whenever we make changes to the My Website folder that we just created on our desktop, they'll pop up here, and we will be able to push those changes to GitHub by clicking on this button. So we're going to go and navigate to our desktop. So I'm going to minimize this and close out of this. And then here's our My Website folder. So if we go ahead and open our My Website, we'll see that it has our repository name. Then we'll go and click on that. There's nothing in there. So what I want you guys to do is open the theme folder, copy all the contents inside it, and paste it inside your username.github.io folder. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this. And then I'm going to close out of this and go back to my GitHub desktop application. So now that we can see all the changes we've made, we'd added all these files. So we're going to go ahead and give it a name. So we'll just say first commit. And then we're going to go ahead and click on commit to master. And then after you hit commit to master and it commits all your changes, we need to click on this button on the top here that says push origin. Alright, once that is done, go ahead and navigate back to your GitHub repository. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page here, and I can see that there are all these changes. So now, if you go to settings on the right here and scroll all the way down under GitHub pages, you can see that our site is published at https yourusername.github.io. So we're just going to go ahead and click this link, and you can see that all my changes were made. I have my cool background, it says my awesome website, and my name. So that's how to publish our website. But as you can see, it's still using this weird URL, and say we had a .com that we wanted to replace that with. I'm going to show you how to change that right now. I want you guys to go back to your GitHub repository, and under the settings tab, scroll down all the way to the bottom. Under GitHub pages, you'll see this custom domain section here. This is where you're going to put your custom domain. So I have one called llama.net that I'm just going to put here, and then click save. And so once you've saved your custom domain, there's one other thing we're going to need to do. I will put the link to the instructions in the description below, but pretty much you're going to go to your DNS provider's settings and add these 4 IP addresses with the tag A. So I'm going to show you how to do that with my Google Domains website, so I'll show you that in one moment. So this process should be fairly similar no matter what DNS provider you use. In my case, I'm using Google Domains, so you're going to want to, in Google Domains, click on your domain name and go to DNS section, and at the very bottom there should be these custom resource records. Here we're going to add those 4 IPs I showed you just a moment ago, so I'm going to copy the first one, then the second one, and then I'm going to go ahead and click add. Now this could take some time, but theoretically, if you set this all up right and went to the address that you owned, it should display your website. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab and type in my address. Alright, and as you can see, using my custom domain name, I'm able to access my website. Very, very cool. And one thing to note is that I am not using SSL, and I would like to use it because when people come to my website, I want them to know that it is secure. So to change this, we're going to go back to our GitHub repository, and under the settings tab, we're going to scroll down, and you're going to see under the GitHub pages section, you'll see that there's something here called enforce HTTPS. And we aren't able to enable this yet, as our site has not been given a certificate, and it says please allow 24 hours for this process to complete, and once it's complete I will visit you guys back and enforce this. Alright, I'm back. So I've waited a while and it looks like I can click on this enforce HTTPS, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now our website should be HTTPS secured. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to it. So it's llama.net. Alright, now we can see that it has this secure icon saying our connection is secure, which will look nice when people come and view it. Awesome. So that was all for this video. If you found this helpful, please let me know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that. And have a wonderful day.